So would you give us your name, please?
My name is Flora Terah Igoki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I know I've just seen you on TV from 2007 from the election then, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about that and your experience as a woman politician.
Well, my experience was pain that I later turned it to a gain because it pained me so much to go through humiliation, through very traumatizing events, and through the torture. I know psychologically it's not easy to go. The psychological scars are still there with the thought of it, but then I thought I had to carry on because I have something that no one can take from me, and that something is my spirit. And I for sure know that I've been an inspiration to many women in my country and abroad, and I guess that's some of the positiveness I've gotten from that traumatic event, that truly someone can turn their pain into public good.
Okay, I know you said that your spirit drives you. Apart from your spirit, what is it about being Kenyan or about this country that, despite everything you went through, that sort of pushed you to carry on? And why would anyone do it?
I've been a social worker for more than 15 years. I've seen people suffer. I've seen women psych their kids with a pot of water boiling, and the kids play out there thinking mommy has got some food for them. And at the end of the day, these kids are tired and they go to sleep. That's the kind of women that I was looking at. If they're able to make it on an empty stomach, without education, why can't I? Why can't I do something that will be of use to them? Why can't I stand on their behalf? And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to break that status quo where just people believe that they will use women as tools or as bank votes every 5 years. And I did go to them and tell them that if it's sugar they brought you, take the sugar, drink it happily. But your vote is your vote, and your vote is what is making you stay in this situation. You're a taxpayer, so if anyone is giving you money to vote for them, please know that it's giving your money back. And I guess because of this civic education, people got very annoyed with me because I was telling people what I was telling women and the youth what other politicians don't tell them. It was not about personalities. I did not attack any personality. As for me, you have been elected, you have been serving people, but I will talk about the roads. In particular, let me give a particular thing about my constituency. The hospital I gave birth, the hospital my mother gave birth to me is the same hospital that I gave birth to my son. It's the same hospital that is there in the same situation. So that public health services have completely been violated. Meru is the richest constituency within the region. We are the breadbasket of Upper and Eastern Province. Yet we are very poor. We have no infrastructure. Food is rotting in the farms because we cannot take it to the market. So what are we talking then about leaders?
Yeah.
So are we going to wait after every 5 years? We come and be promised roads, come and be promised education systems, we come and be promised, and then another 5 years? Let me try it before I die, my dear.
That's an inspiration to a number of us, and I know it was hard to break through the political arena as a woman. I know you went through a traumatic experience. Was that an isolated case? Was it rampant then? And do you see any improvement, and do you think that there are systems in place to stem that sort of, violence against women who are entering the political arena? And we have a number that are coming up, and that is a concern.
Yes, I would very much want to tell you that that wasn't an isolated case. we had 153 cases. We had 53 women attacked. We had one woman was killed. But I would say that I was very active in the civil society movement. I was very active on the ground. The opinion polls kept bringing in my name. So whoever planned it did not know that he was opening up another, something for women. Because the minute I was attacked and it was blown in international and local media, the women movement got together and said, we have to address this. Flora's case will be the last case. We have to address political violence against women. I'm so happy that even the women members of parliament who came to visit me condemned it and said, yes, it has been happening. Yes, we've been verbally intimidated. Yes, if we didn't have resources financial resources for our security, we would have been where you are. So I'm so happy that they came out and spoke about it, and I was so happy to learn from my hospital bed that it was not just me. We were so many. So I would say my case was not really isolated. It was among very many cases, and we are still addressing it. We're still addressing the systems, and if we cannot address the systems as Kenya, we're going to address the systems internationally.
Do you think that there's progress being made, and slowly political violence against women, there's steps being made to make sure it doesn't happen?
Oh, absolutely. We have a new constitution now that is going to be its first birthday is going to be celebrated in a week's time. And I'm sure there are issues of systems that are being addressed in that constitution. I'm very, very, very positive that the Electoral Commission will come up with strict mechanism to protect women candidates. And I'm very sure, and I'm really, truly would really want women to take my case as a case study and say, I don't want to be fed with human feces. I don't want my leg to be broken. I don't want my hair to be shaved and it goes down my throat. I don't want to be a statistics like Alice Onduto. I do not want to lie like Flora in a hospital bed. I am going to look for resources to protect me. I'm going to look for, what do you call it, defense mechanism. So I would really want to appeal even to the UNIFEM to start the defense mechanism now, not next year. We need to start that now to address our security now, because like you hear, we have many seats set aside for us. Not set aside, we're going to fight for them. We are not going to be given. Power is never given. Power is taken. So we want to sit together, and we have started sitting together and talking and strategizing how we're going to tackle that security component in our campaigns.
Okay.
So I'm glad that I'm a living example. I'm glad that all of them know that they're not different from me. It can happen to them.
Talking about next year, we're going into an election year. What are your thoughts? What are your hopes? What are you concerned about the whole election? We're going into an election year with a new constitution. There's a lot of things that are going to change. What are your thoughts on next year?
My thoughts are not next year. My thoughts are today. I just came from Canada, and I just can't believe that I'm going to get into the next flight going back to Canada. I want to live in Kenya. I want to be in Kenya because I can feel this fresh air. I can feel what we had. Like every time we walked around looking at who is behind us, it's no longer there. Kenyans are speaking. Kenyans are talking to themselves. We are no longer being told. A very good incident is when Kenyans speak and say, we have a new constitution. It's not about you as a leader. It's not about you as an executive. It's about the laws of the country. Using the constitution to govern you, not an individual. I am so happy. And I believe looking next year, I'm going to see lots of change. And the other thing that has truly annoyed me is I have seen that our political class has decided to tell Kenyans that there are two sets of laws, one for them and one for Kenyans. That is my disappointment. But the beauty of it is Kenyans have spoken and they have told them there are no two sets of law. If you don't pay your taxes, then we meet at the ballot. I am so happy that 90% of them are not going back to Parliament.
Do you have plans to come back to Kenya and live here permanently?
Absolutely. Kenya is my country. The only thing that is holding me back in Canada is a contract. I'm working and I believe I need to serve. I need to serve Canada as my second home because that's where I went after my tragedies, and I feel they've given me a life, so I cannot neglect them and say no, I do not want to finish the contract with you. I've got Kenya that has woken up from wherever, and I think I'm ready to come back and serve my country at whichever capacity. At the moment, I do not know at what capacity I'm coming back to Kenya, but absolutely I will be one of the newsmakers.
We read somewhere that you were thinking about writing a book.
Yes.
How is that going?
I wrote a book. I'm a published author now. My book is called They Never Killed My Spirit, but They Murdered My Only Child. And that's a very painful book to read. And I have written a second book. It's called Beyond Pain. And this is a fantastic book that everyone should read. It's about getting out of that pain, embracing the future, and telling people that we can make it in whichever capacity you are in. You can make it. It's a message. It's a book of a message full of hope.
While we're on messages, lastly, would you please give us a message for the youth?
Well, I was just talking to someone today and I was telling them I'm no longer a youth. And I was telling them that youth have been mentoring me. And I was telling them, can we take the back seat and let the youth read us? Because they are the custodians of our future. They are the custodians of this country. But already we were almost leaving the country in a decaying situation. We had already given our country to the dogs. And I'm telling all the youths to take up leadership too. They have to be in a kitchen where this food of leadership is being cooked. If they are not there, let them not complain. They have to take positions in the council. It's not about money. It's about the vote. So I'm very sure that if you people got together and started speaking that shame that we won't understand, saying that hatutatumiwa tena, it will be the best. Jipangeni ama tutawapanga.
Thank you very much for your time.